Hey, welcome to Chapter 1, Section 3, Scientific Notation. So today we're going to work on playing with some of the shortcuts for the power of 10. So we're going to work with the exponents that we learned last time. 10 to the 1 is 10. 10 to the 2 is really 10 times 10, which is 100. 10 to the 4 is 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. And with tens, it's great because every time you multiply something by 10, you just add a 0 to it. So 10 times 10 is 100, times 10 is 1,000, times 10 is 10,000. I can just count the zeros. The cool thing about exponents is that 10 to the 4th is a 1 with 4 zeros. So 10 to the 11th is going to be 1 with 11 zeros. So you don't have to do all of the math. You can just count your zeros. When you're dealing with really big numbers, this actually helps cause fewer mistakes. If you're talking about the distance in miles between us and a star in the next galaxy, there's a lot of zeros on that number. A lot of zeros. And if you write out all the zeros every single time, it's easy to make mistakes. So what we do then is we say, well, it's 137 times 10 to the 3rd. Well, 10 to the 3rd is 10 with 3 zeros, so it's going to be 137,000. Now, instead of saying add that many zeros, what I'd like to say to you is move the decimal point that many times. And while right now with 137, it's the same thing, what we're also doing, there are numbers that actually have decimal places in them. So for 137, we know that any number that doesn't have a decimal point in it has an imaginary decimal point at the end of it, right? So we're going to start counting here and we're going to move the decimal 3 times. And each time we move the decimal and there isn't a number there, we need a placeholder. So when we move the decimal, we're going to add zeros there. And it's going to end up being this number. But what I want to say to you is that sometimes we actually start with numbers that have decimal points in them. For example, if we were to use 13.7, 13.7 times 10 to the 3rd, we're going to move this over 3 decimal points. Oh, I need some workspace. So here, 13.7, and I'm going to move it 1, 2, 3 places. So now I'm going to fill in the 2 places that are blank. And now that number is this. So if you understand that you're adding zeros and understand that adding zeros and moving decimals is the same thing, it kind of gets you in the right mood because we're going to take that to the next level. So I did this video once before and it got deleted, so I'm having to do it again and there's already writing on it, so we'll see if it works. Okay, so for right now, without decimal points, I'd like you to try it. So I've got 97 times 10 to the 5th, I've got 678 times 10 to the 6th, and I've got 2 times 10 to the 9th. So write those down, hit pause, come back, we'll work them out. Okay? 97 times 10 to the 5th is 97 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, when we write numbers this big, we always use commas. You start at the end, you count 3 in. 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma. Okay? It doesn't have commas in your homework. It's wrong because it drives me crazy having to count all those stupid zeros. All right, 678 times 10 to the 6th is 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma. And 2 times 10 to the 9th is 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma. How'd you do? Good, I hope, because we're going on. Now, scientific notation, taking it to the next level, it starts with a number, and that number has to be between 1 and 10. Now the way we get that is with a decimal point. We're going to put our decimal point after the first digit. If we put it after the first digit, then no matter what this number is, as long as it's not 0, this number is now going to be between 1 and 10. This number is 9.3784269. So it's somewhere between 1 and 10 because I put the decimal right in that first spot. Now, this isn't 9.378. This is really hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions. This is really 93,784,269,000,000. So we've got to say times 10 to some decimal. Okay? So we're going to start with this part. We're going to take the really big number. We're going to move the decimal behind the first digit. Then we're going to count the decimal moves and make that our power of 10. How many times did I move the decimal? It used to be out here, and we moved it here. So we moved it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I moved it 13 places, 10 to the 13th. And now I want to bring this number down here. But I don't want to bring the whole number because this is a really long number. And this is a really small decimal stuff. We don't care that much. What we want to do is we want to round off to the hundredths place. The hundredths place, you want to look at 2 spots after your decimal. 2 spots. Your second spot is going to look next door. This one stays the same. This one stays the same. This one. Does it stay the same or does it round up? And if this is 5 or above, it rounds up. So we're going to take this 8. We're going to look at this 8. We're going to say, aha, the 7 rounds up to 8. So this is 9.38 times 10 to the 13th. All the rest of these numbers disappear because they're too small to deal with. And this is scientific notation. So one more time. We took your really big number. We moved the decimal place behind the first digit. We counted the times that we moved the decimal place. We rounded off to the hundredth. And that's our answer. You good with that? All right. Let's try another one. Seven, let's see, millions, billion, trillion, 7,639,000,000,000,821,000,000. So, first thing we're going to do, we're going to put a decimal point right there. We're going to count how many times we move the decimal place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Times 10 to the 12th. We're going to have these two. This one is going to look next door to see if it changes or stays the same. And this changes. So we have 7.64 times 10 to the 12th. That's our answer. Okay? Goes pretty quick once you get good at it. So, your turn. You're going to do 6,241,300,000 and you're going to do 49 million. Okay? Hit pause, come back when you're done. All right. So, we did this, and that, and that, and we have 6.24, because this does not round, times 10 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here, we're going to do that. 4.9. No, we don't have to put the rest of the zeros. If you do, it's okay. It's not wrong, but this is more right. Times 10 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How'd you do? If you didn't get it right, go back and see if you can figure out what it is you did wrong. Okay? Can you do it backwards? Oops! Chakunk. I missed that one. All right. We're going to start with 8.25 times 10 to the 7. This is already in scientific notation, and we're going to try and put it in standard form, which is regular numbers. So, we're going to write down our number. We're going to write, that's okay. We're going to write down our number, 8.25, and we're going to move the decimal place 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're going to get rid of that because you're using a pencil and you can erase. And now we're going to put in our commas. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 82,500,000 is our answer. Okay? You're going to move the decimal to make the number bigger, and you're going to add commas, and that's it. It's now in standard form. Okay? So we're going to try this one. 4.6 times 10 to the 9th. So we're going to write down our 4.6, and we're going to move our decimal place 9 times. Now please understand, this does not mean I add 9 zeros, because the decimal starts here. I'm already moving it 1. I only get 8 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? Your turn. You get to do 5.29 times 10 to the 4th and 6 times 10 to the 11th. Please remember that there's an imaginary decimal point here. Write those down, hit pause, come right back. All right. So we did, I'm going to write them a little higher, 5.29 times 10 to the 4th. So we're getting rid of that. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 52,900. And then 6, and this one does have 11 zeros. And I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you should have a 600 in front. 11 zeros. Okay? How's this feeling? You doing okay with all this? Here is your practice page. Your job, first we're going to do without the decimals, 15 times 10 squared and 237 times 10 to the 7th. Then you're going to take these two huge numbers, you're going to put them in scientific notation so they look like this form. And then you're going to take these two scientific notation numbers and you're going to write them in standard form so they look like this. Okay? And once again, stars on the good stuff and hazard signs on the bad stuff. And any questions that you have, please write down, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you much.